This is Visions Under Construction, a chance for our guests to share their visions and tell us what they're working on. For their continued support, we would like to thank Simwood, straight-talking, forward-thinking telecoms, simwood.com. Why not make Cloudonics your communication partner? Go to cloudonics.io. You can find everything about the VUC at vuc.me, thanks to Bluehost, and thanks also to zipdx.com, the conference bridge, and to voxphone.com for local rate dial-ins. Okay, and now we are going to try to put the desktop on the Thunderbolt display. The thing is bear with us, folks. Here it is. Look at this. So this is a demo of Wire. Let's see. I should have. Alan, would you speak? Let's see if you're in the Hangout.
Sure. Hope you can hear me.
Okay. Hopefully, that seems to work okay. Corrado, what do you think?
There might be a problem with audio feedback from the Hangout, from Wire into the Hangout, going back into Wire.
Indeed. Let me switch the, what do I have to do? I have to switch,
yeah.
Turn off. Yeah, I get you. We're going to have to turn off, set the default headphone. God, this is, now here's where you get the headache, right? Default.
That's a good experiment.
If I change this to this, now, 1, 2, 3. I'm in the Hangout. Let's see if Corrado, say something.
I can, yeah.
So it's better now. I
don't hear myself.
Yeah, I think we're working here.
So
with Alan, Michael, welcome. Oh, he's here. Oh, maybe I'm not hearing him though.
No.
Yeah, because. Oh, okay.
But I'm the only thing in the Hangout.
Right.
And I got feedback.
Okay, well, anyway, let's proceed with, we're good right now, though, to talk to Alan for a few minutes. Yeah? So, Alan, this is complicated because we're actually streaming to YouTube a video that's going through Wire, and this is a Wire for Teams, right?
Right.
So give us a little bit of the idea of what's going on, because we all use Wire. I mean, everybody I know who I care about pretty much, although my wife refuses, but everybody else uses Wire, all the geeks, all the people who are technical, and we have so many reasons to use it. And we'll talk about that in the Hangout later. But here we are. We have 3 of us here. This is a new feature. So let's go through Teams and talk about what that's all about, okay? And then we're going to go into your details and who you are in a Hangout and in the Hangout in just a second directly. Tell us about Teams and how that happened.
Sure. So Teams version of Wire happened basically as natural evolution step or pivot in a startup life that happens as you remember we launched Wire end of 2014, pretty spectacular launch, like off the record, was then stated a number of times there was more downloads than what Skype had when Skype launched. But at that time also we were very private. Privacy was one of the key features that we had in mind when we were building Wire. And when you're very private, you don't use upload of an address book, you don't use mobile number. And what happened there basically was that we didn't create that strong network effect as we would have created if we were more private. So Wire has been growing nicely over a year or year and a half. And then we noticed that during that time, we had quite many people that were using Wire for business purpose. And as we launched also end-to-end encryption on everything, not only on the calling, and as we open sourced complete code base, we started getting a number of inbound calls from large enterprises, from a number of governmental institutions, and other businesses and usual professional type of users. And then we had like a small eureka moment, and we've seen like this is something what really resonates way better with the businesses. Unfortunately, it is still fact like that that many people do not understand all of the adversities of their abuse of their privacy. And with the businesses, there is a way higher awareness of necessity to have secure communications. And now lately, with the rise of GDPR and with the launch of GDPR, number of businesses are facing the risk of using WhatsApp and other shadow IT tools that are sharing private phone numbers in the business environment. And this was also another thing what we've seen as we were focusing more on the business. And as I think you would remember, it was beginning of this year, we launched the business product. And now we are slowly adding a number of those nice business features to differentiate also from consumer version, which is free and which will continue being free. So with the business side, we are subsidizing and making sure that the wire consumer part stays free, and it's free for users. And now what we are seeing is basically a mix of two nice features that we deployed for a businesses. One is called guest rooms, where I can generate URL link. I sent it to you and Corrado. Both of you clicked on that link, and you showed up in my guest room that I conveniently called VUC guest room. And from this guest room, what was for you needed was just to click on that link and have a browser that is a Chrome, Firefox, or any modern browser that supports WebRTC. And then the next thing was just we click the video icon, and all three of us are in the video conference.
Let me just mention a couple of things for people who may be watching. One is that we're looking, of course, Wire actually has clients for several operating systems, including the two major mobile ones. I don't know if there's a BlackBerry version, but I don't know, or Windows Mobile. But anyway, point is you can get on apps. We happen to be looking on the web, because the web is if I'm not mistaken, if I understand correctly, the web is the way to get guests in, because we're guests. We are not part of your team. In other words, you've got the teams. I don't know if this is clear for the average person. You have an account on Wire. You might have a Wire for Teams account. So your team can do these meetings anytime, and they can do it in all their clients. But if you want to bring somebody in Shanghai or something in, or somebody who's not in your organization, you go through the web app. It's app.wire.com. Is that right? Or is if they have an account, can you bring somebody in through the app or not?
Exactly. So this is the point where maybe we could make it a little bit more clear. So with this link and the guest rooms, this is the easiest way to bring someone that is not on Wire yet. And then also this link, if you click it, you should be also able then to start your web app and log into your web app and get part of that conversation, or also from this guest room, which is basically same as a chat, like our Comms Mafia chart and a number of other fun chats that we have. So I can also add there anyone that is on Wire. So 3 different categories of users, as you see, team users, and there it can be your own team, or it can be a other team that is on Wire. Those you would add, and then you can add anyone that is using a Wire consumer version or a free version. And then third set is people that do not have Wire installed, where they just receive a web link and they click, get the browser in, and voila, they are in the conference call.
Mm-hmm.
At the first phase, it is working only on a desktop. We are also soon coming and extending this experience on mobile. So currently on mobile, you can create this guest room and you can participate conference call from the mobile, but you cannot be a guest on the mobile yet.
Okay, I'm laughing because Corrado is mentioning an issue on IRC, and I am the worst on IRC commands and can't remember and always have to go through the help scene. But I do have a wire-related question, which is let me just say this baldly and boldly. I've been on Slack in a lot of rooms, and I've seen this sentiment that I have personally and subjectively echoed a lot of places on the web. I really hate Slack. I can't stand it. I mean, there's something wrong with it. We have a Slack on VUC, and I'm on several other people's. And everybody's trying to do this enterprise/team thing. To me, I'm sorry to say, I think Wire does it much better, but obviously maybe there are things that it doesn't do, but I'm trying to think of one. So, Corrado, what do you think? I mean, you've experienced both.
It's a completely different
paradigm.
Yes. Slack is practically a hub where you join other applications in. Is a repository, is a message platform, and it can become overwhelming and a little confusing if you don't have a manager that knows what to do and can join all the pieces together and connect all the external applications and anything that the team needs to create a platform for the team. It's very flexible, but as everything that is very flexible and powerful is complicated and overwhelming sometimes. Wire is secure, flexible. Wire for Teams is growing, and the chat we're having right now is a great tool, but is simple. That has a scope, has a target, has a function, and does it well. I'm more for a number of applications, separate applications that do something well, rather than a very big container that can get everything in, a whole platform that wants to englobate and conglobate everything. That then becomes difficult to manage. You need a specific manager for the platform, and becomes also a financial burden for a company.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
you pretty much nailed it there. One small excuse: I'll need to run and find my charger, because I see now in a home office I have a wrong charger for Mac, and we are at a 2% battery life. So let me find charger, and then I'm back with you.
Go for it, Alan. We're going to put James on. James, are you with us?
I am. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are unmuted. Even though you're muted.
But for some reason, my my video camera doesn't seem to have...
How do, you're not unmuted in the Hangout, though. You unmute yourself in it. Or wait a minute. How are we hearing him?
I'm on the app.wire.com.
Of course, that's good. All right, but your camera needs to be moved.
But my video camera has not activated.
Yeah, we're seeing you, but we're seeing you in you're way over to the left.
Yeah, I know, because
well, go ahead.
On this...
Tell us about Wire.
Ubuntu machine.
You're good, and you're in sync too. So tell us about Wire. Tell us about Alan.
Well, I'm trying to work out how
look
to get
at the camera
working properly. It's not working properly for me.
James, look in the bar, in the address bar. There should be
I've got
a little camera
thing which looks like a camera, and I click on that.
Yep.
And it pops up a microphone allowed box.
No camera and microphone allowed. Microphone and camera. The camera is not listed.
It's not listed at all. It's only going on about microphones. So perhaps it's... If I manage to disconnect my camera, I don't know.
If that is a USB camera, try to unplug it and plug in it again. That might cure it. You might need to jump back again in the guest room. So keep the link handy. we forgot to ask Alan how many guests can we
Well,
get in the
he
in the
told
room?
me that it's probably best to keep it under 4, so or 4
Okay.
four max.
I'm going to do a reload of the webpage and see whether that could close it.
Okay. Oh, and now it's just you.
Oh,
Wait,
where's
where
Alan?
am I? I don't see my. Well, look. At my age, you have to prepare for things. You have to take a pill 2 hours before. There's many things that have to be prepared very carefully. But we're here. This is, let's see, the French say sans filet, without a net.
Yeah.
Without a
Without
net.
a safety net.
Without a safety net.
Title without a safety net.
So we're
Rather interestingly, this time, the thing is asking me for my login credentials.
well. Good. Give it to him because that way you'll be better off. I think.
Well, yes, if I can remember what they are.
Yeah, that's.
It's the same thing.
Oh, that's great. It says remove one of your other devices to start using wire on this one.
Well.
I have wire on so many devices.
Yes,
Apparently.
I don't use. By the way, I changed the topic, Corrado. Thanks for trying.
Yeah. I need to refresh my memory. Because,
I sent you a test, hopefully something that might work. But I'm IRC. I mean, it's great, but you really need to know the commands. I don't know them, and I have to always go help. Yada, yada.
My client has a pencil beside the title of the moniker of the channel. I used to click on that, and I could just edit it on pop-up. It doesn't work.
I don't think I
have no
removed
idea
any.
why.
Well, several of you are monitors on this. I don't know. Anyway, anybody on IRC? So if anybody's listening on ZippyX,
Yeah, now I can only hear you because there are 4 other on the video, it looks like.
Oh, no. Is it? Let's see.
Just me and Randy at the moment with the camera.
Oh, Michael.
Let me then kick out because I need to kick out then James and Andy. Let me kick them out and then.
I only see Corrado. Actually.
Well, lovely.
What am I?
Okay.
I have to say, my user experience on this thing is
Kick James out.
definitely suboptimal.
Let's kick James out.
I have been struggling so hard to get in here.
That's
It's been rude to me.
Yes,
It's given
yes,
me fail
that's-
messages at every stage in the way in.
well,
It's a question of the user, not the user experience.
again, if we weren't trying to do crazy stuff like this, these things wouldn't happen. I know that if we were just trying to actually do a chat, it would be easy enough to do. You click on a URL and you go there. But hello, Michael Graves, MJ Graves in IRC. I see your message. But the fact is that we're trying to do something. All right, let's see. So my wire guest room. Oh, wait a minute. I'm in the guest room. Do I need to leave this? Are we going to redeploy the call?
Who knows?
What are we doing?
Yeah, good question.
What's Alan? That's the
Well, yeah, that's the mystery, right?
that's the mystery. That's
I don't like this.
it
Yep.
isn't him that created the room. No?
Yes. Do we all have to leave and then he's going to wait a minute? Let me see. I've got to have wire. Maybe he's going to send me a new thing. All right. Hey, this is why we are unique. We don't care about being professional or anything. And obviously, I love the tool rack, by the way, Corrado. Nice.
Ah, yeah.
Let's go through, starting from the right. You have like 3 things that look like pliers. There's Alan.
There you go.
Yeah, now it's on mobile because
Okay.
my battery is flat on my laptop.
And you are illustrating the fact that you can't turn it to landscape to the other side, or okay. At any rate, people who are actually talking about, yes, well, we need to do yada yada this to keep the company afloat. It really doesn't matter whether it's landscape or a phone or whatever. As a matter of fact, your video definition, Alan, is actually better on the phone than it was earlier. And now mine looks bad. Anyway. Corrado, you said we forgot to ask Alan something. What was it? Does anybody remember?
No, I forgot.
No.
Well, can you hear me now? I'm back in the wire thing because I'll ask a question.
All right. So you need,
Which is
How many people can we have on
right, and he said
camera.
4 would be good.
in a
Yeah.
So on the video, four people, 4 video streams, because this first version, it's mixed on the endpoints side.
Sure.
So it doesn't use any SFU. This is for the next step planned.
Okay. And how many in audio?
Audio, then in addition to those 4, we can add a couple of more. We are still there nailing the max number.
Okay. Okay.
Since we're doing this way, Alan, I want to go back to talk to you. I mean, you and I, we've talked about this. Who's doing that? Is that James?
Yeah, sorry, that must be
probably me. I'll mute.
Terrible.
Yes,
terrible noises.
Sound
James.
really close to us.
Yeah, let me. I'm going to mute him in the Hangout too. Yes, I muted James. All right, Alan. Actually, we talked about this a little bit, and I'm sorry to repeat, but for the people who don't know, oh my goodness, look at yes, come in. Wait, we have a little. Here we go. Look, gentlemen, would you like anything?
Cheese and bread.
Help yourselves. Meanwhile, a toast.
Meanwhile, I'll have my cup of tea.
Alan, you're in the same time zone as I am, right? It's 6:37 p.m. here. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You and I spoke of this before, so I'm sorry to repeat, but the general population of the planet does not know this. Could you talk a little bit about your origins and go to the introduction to technology and how this all brought you to co-found Wire? So you're interested in so many things, and you're an interesting guy. You and I kind of bonded on wine, which this is Primitivo, by the way, from a nice Italian store. To your health.
No, Sante. Now you make me jealous. Born and raised in Croatia, born in Dubrovnik side. Started since very early days of voice over IP to play IP. So back mid-90s, and at that time was also actively contributing to open source to Slack, the Linux, and interest at that time was sound cards and writing drivers for Slack. That's how I started playing with a voice over IP, started working for Ericsson, and then within Ericsson I moved from Croatia to there. Was fortunate to be one of the first guys to work at Ericsson with a voice over IP, and then soon something what was a team of people became a team of a couple of hundred people, and then team of a couple of thousand people, and then at that time it was time to move on. It became too politically big, and that is the time when I started moving towards the startup scene, and we are joined Global IP Solutions, and there was one of the first engineers, first employees that Global IP Sound had, and Global IP Sound had amazing team, a bunch of great guys, and there get the idea about ILBC free codec to materialize. So that baby got Global IP Sound. We took it to ITF. I took it there, and people thought that it's crazy to take codecs to ITF, and some 10 people. I'm super proud that something what we started with WebRTC became something what we started became WebRTC, and also that quite much of a code that we developed at Global IP Sound, once when Global IP Sound was bought by, was contributed to the community as the WebRTC, and as well during the time of Global Sound was working with the Skype, met first time Skype guys, and that's where Skype connection starts. Sometimes in 2003, I was feeling more like doing my own startup. Started Telio, voice over IP operator. It's called NextGenTel because we also acquired NextGenTel, which was the second largest ADSL provider in Norway. Telia over a time became a full-fledged telco listed on Oslo Stock Exchange, grown to plus people, 2 billion Norwegian kroner revenue, and magnitudes more of money returned to dividends than what was invested into the company. And during the time of growth as well, continued working with my friends from Global IP Solutions, those that left, and we started a company, Camino Networks, and Camino was also developing speech coding sound processing technology, which then after 9 have been acquired by Skype. So then afterwards, sound engine and speech engine at Skype was delivered by the part of Camino Networks. And basically up to 2012 with Telia have been of voice over IP client, just what was not the most clever way to deploy it was that we were always only our user base, and then we've seen that some other guys like Viber came out with a client that didn't even have video calling, or that didn't have video calling, and quite a bit of a functionality which we had at the Telia mobile client. At a point of time, we didn't realize how important it is to have this address book upload and to create a network effect. What Viber was doing really great, and consequently, we started looking into spinning off from Telia at that point of time, and made client that maybe some people would remember, which was called Goji. It was also downloaded in more than 10 million downloads at a time when there was no on the market Telegram, when WhatsApp was only for messaging, when you could not make calls with a WhatsApp. So it's been quite nice take up, especially on the Middle East and some of the Asian countries. And then it was a time to take it to the next stage. It didn't work with investors at Telia and the board of directors at that point of time. And that's the moment when I again talked to my Skype, and then together with Jonathan Pridu and Janus, Skype's co-founder, we started, and it's been now a journey over 5 years that's been quite much fun, and also as mentioned, but moving from consumer space to the business space, and we've been evolving it all the time, and will be continuing.
Yeah,
in
Alan,
the months and years to come.
As Corrado typed, I don't know, I saw a notification, but I'm not seeing the chat. But as he said, you're breaking up a little bit, and this is kind of a lot to ask of a mobile client, obviously. So let's see, what time is it? I think we should cut to the vision part. Now, Wired's been around for a while. I don't understand why Wired has not been, and I've tweeted about this, and hopefully you guys have seen it at Wired. I've talked to I've tweeted at the Security Now people, because they talk about Telegram and whatever, Signal and all that. And I mean, why have they never mentioned Wire? I don't know. Wire's been audited. You guys are on Medium. How do they find you on Medium? Because you're
Wire up on Medium, but also small exclusivity is that we are moving our blog to a platform that's going to be managed by us, and it's going to be an integral part of the website. So bear with us, and please stay tuned for another. It will be all directly part of the Wire.com website.
Which is good, but I think it's great that you're on Medium, because I think Medium has a specific audience that would be good for you. And we did a thing last year with a platform that is very interested in helping reporters in countries that are having difficulties and that really need encryption. And I've also posted things about telling people that if they're reporters or if they're in countries that are under heavy censorship, that they should be looking into Wire. But Wire is kind of under the radar, and maybe if it becomes big time on the radar of, say, the Soviet Union or these China or the countries that are concerned with this thing, I don't know what will happen. But right now, we've seen, what was it? Corrado, you may know about this. Alan just appeared. Oh, there he is. You may know about this, though. If you follow, are you following, Corrado, the thing about the Russian servers with Telegram, or have you watched that?
Well, I know that the Russian government, like many totalitarian regimes, are filtering what is going in and out, and what services and applications can be downloaded. I have to say, often with the cooperation of the players, including Google or Apple, that remove or shield some applications that shouldn't be available in different countries. So it's not just the bad guys. If we have an application that can bypass everything under the radar and is accessible to everyone, the more the merrier and the better.
But Telegram, I think it's Telegram. If I'm wrong, it's one of the two. It's Telegram, I think, though. Russia did something with the DNS and the AWS server, the AWS servers, right? So they turned off they were able to shut down, maybe through DNS requests, right? Alan, you would probably know more about this than any of us.
Yes, they did. They shut down an entire /8, I think, from AWS, and cut a lot of other services out, because it was they hit a fly with a mallet, practically.
So if suddenly Wire became the thing, the service of preference for people who want to do this, I mean, is there a way that they're going to be able to, I mean, I assume that countries like that can do whatever they please with their internet. So I guess there's no shield against that. But right now, it's almost the obscurity. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's just the Russians. The United States and Germany and Great Britain are doing the same for things that they don't like. There's a lot of you don't know because you're not told. But there are plenty of websites that are from Venezuela, for example, that are not accessible from Great Britain.
Interesting. Well, anyway, I've consistently told people that they should look into Wire, and especially right now, because Wire is under the radar. But someday, that the name Wire might be synonymous with encryption and secrecy and being privacy, and in which case, then it's going to be the target of the various governments around the world. So, not sure what happens after that. What do you see, Alan? This is one of the things. Our focus is visions. What's your vision for things coming up? I mean, we're in a very weird period, by the way, I think.
Definitely. But you see, vision not only with a Wire, but with the other work we helped initiate and that we are supporting from Wire with a message layer security at ITF. Basically, we would like again to do a similar thing what happened with the WebRTC. So now 10-15 years after, free calls, anyone can use this technology for free and embed it within different messages, and it is used now by billions of people. So similarly, we would like with technology that is used through ITF work and some other work that we are planning to do to have it available for billions of people in a simple way, integrated with the other applications, and have secure communications and have a private communication. What is a big vision and bold vision there, and of course, in order to have all of this, wire needs to be commercially successful, and this is the part that we are quite focused on now, and we are a business collaboration tool that is a safe tool, that is also a tool that is designed with, and as that it is GDPR friendly, and it is something that we are quite proud of, that we see now a number of fantastic brands using it, trialing it, and also paying for it.
Excellent. I'm going to call for any final comments. And James is in the Hangout. James, why don't you unmute yourself in the Hangout? Do a few swear words against.
Am I unmuted? Yeah, there we go.
Yes, you're good.
Yeah, hi, Alan. I've had an interesting day today, getting everything to work, and I think everything that could go wrong with wire has gone wrong with wire today. I've had multiple error messages, and I'm not used to this. But anyway, my question is:
I don't hear James.
Okay.
You don't hear me?
No, you need to still the noisy pot, Corrado. You need to let's see, what do you need to do? You need to send, or maybe I need to send. No, I'm sending you. Oh, you unmute in the Hangout. See what happens.
Okay.
In fact, the funny thing is, I'm hearing myself come back from wire in the Hangout. So I'm now unmuted in both.
And I'm hearing a double too. I don't know. Is that comprehensible, Alan?
No, not quite. So it would be good if you could please repeat it.
Right, I'll mute in the wire app, so you only get one of me. So,
right, that's the way to go.
So I'm now. I'm going to take that one off. I'm now
that's good.
unmuted on the Hangout, but muted in the wire app. Yeah, I've had a humdinger of a day trying to get this thing working, and everything that could possibly have gone wrong has gone wrong. But anyway, I've got a question, which is, as a wire user, since it first launched, I'm incredibly keen to support you and make sure that this thing continues to evolve and gets better. So what can I do to help wire get better and evolve and survive?
Thanks, James. Certainly appreciated questions. It's like spreading the word about wire with the businesses that should communicate securely, and those that shouldn't, GDPR. So anyone that is using shadow IT and using WhatsApp or similar tools to convey their business, perfect customers. And secondly, continue providing us with the feedback about the stuff that works well, but especially about the stuff where we suck and where we can improve. So
right, well, you know me, Alan. I'm expert in making things fail and crash, and I've always had a penchant for that with wire. I think I must be your number one ace crashing person.
We love you, because some of the stuff which you discover, even our QA team cannot discover or recreate. So a number of solve that way.
Yeah, I think I'm a complex user. I've got so many wire clients on so many different devices that I always keep on hitting the maximum user limit and things like that. But it's because I use it quite extensively. You probably know we use wire as the top secret back chat channel for the VUC, and I use it for a number of other purposes as well. I have got so much history in my old wire conversations, it's untrue. So whereas I used to use a lot of Skype in the old days, today my valuable history is all invested in wire. So it's one of the reasons why I just cannot afford to let it go away. So don't you dare stop.
No, definitely. Thanks a lot, James.
Okay, I think
through all of the years.
I think we're going to remind everybody of how to find Wire. Pretty simple. Go to wire.com. Check out Wire on Twitter. I don't know if you're probably on Facebook too. I'm not. I destroyed my account long ago. All the usual channels. And of course, you could follow VUC 2018. We tweet a little bit about Wire. We're going to, actually, this is funny the way this went, because I was planning on trying to do a video of this and we ended up doing the whole thing. So I want to repeat, this was a capture from my screen through CamTwist, which means it's not favorable. It's not really what we're seeing, because we're seeing kind of a reflection. It's kind of a duplication of the chat. But the chat is good. And even Alan on his mobile device, although there was some, not stuttering, but some latency, some packet drops, I guess you were. Yeah. But the point is that the visual, and the visual is portrait mode. But the truth is that for talking to a person, it's just fine. I mean, you have to get used to it. Corrado, and I don't know what I look like, of course, but James looks, well, when he was in it, looked okay. Here he is in the Hangout, happy with himself. Hey, all right now. Anyway, Wire, we are big fans of Wire. There's no question. And I fondly recall the moment where someone told me, that's Alan. He's going to announce something crazy at Camellia World, probably 2014, as you mentioned, Alan. Terrific to see you again. You are not coming to the ComCon UK thing, I guess. No, is anybody from Wire coming to ComCon?
It collided with a couple of other things, but hopefully next year.
I'll tell you what. I promise I'm going to wear my Wire t-shirt, so I will be representing you. James, bring your Wire t-shirt, okay? You have one, don't you?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. All right, never mind, James.
Yeah. We'll ship it for James. You just need a size.
There you go. All right. Anyway, Alan, looking forward to meeting you again. You are a super interesting guy. I bring some. I will check my luggage to bring some good wine next time we meet. Okay.
Awesome. Always pleasure whenever we can catch up. Greetings to all VUC crowd, and looking forward for the next opportunity.
All right. Good night, Corrado.
Thank you.
Who has to leave too.
Thank you, everyone.
And I'm going to stop the broadcast. The Hangout will still go on for a moment, and then we will move to the mature audiences. Thanks, Alan. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks all.